Is he going? Oh. Good morning. I'd like to call the May 13th meeting of the Mason County Fiscal Court to order. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Madam Clerk, could you start us off with a quick roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Look, welcome back, Commissioner Joe McKay, and this court's and family's condolences for Miss Patsy, my friend.
Thank you.
Also, we have some guests joining us today. We have Hayden Smith with Kentucky Department of Transportation and Travis Cropper. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome. We're also going to have Eric Hubbard with Backroads Appalachia joining us here in a bit.
What does that mean?
Commissioners, in your packet, you'll see the meeting minutes from April 15th, 2025. And so I'm looking for a motion or any additions, deletions, or discussions, please.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. And so that brings us up to our road department report. I'd like to bring up Travis and Hayden with the Kentucky Department of Transportation. Let's talk about resolution number 25-08, our county road aid cooperative program. The road aid agreement. Commissioners, you should find that in your packet. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. How are you this
Morning,
morning?
friend.
Good, well, sir, thank you. Judge, members of the court, we want to thank you again for the invitation to come down to present to you today. Our RS, our Rural Secondary Program as well, just an update of kind of some things you'll see going on in the county. I got a lot of work coming up, so I'll just kind of give you an update as to what's going to be going on. Like the judge said, my name is Travis Cropper. I'm with the Transportation Cabinet out of Flemingsburg. Hayden Smith is with me. He's a fellow engineer in my office, and we oversee the construction and maintenance in Fleming, Mason, and Nicholas counties. So first of all, just kind of a snapshot of what y'all going to have coming up. I'm sure everybody's aware of the work we've got going up on at 62 and Kentucky 9. I just ask for your patience there. We haven't had a whole lot of complaints yet, so we
Excuse our progress type thing.
we appreciate the community's patience there with us. I would say we're about 40% complete there, looking at probably middle of July completion. So just continue your patience with us there.
Hey, Travis.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I've had some discussions with Blake about the timing there at the light for the intersection construction zone, and that it's reset, I guess, every 2 weeks just to make sure that the timing stays well. So has that kind of stabilized, or?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
We've watched it a few times, and we're doing the best we can.
Yep.
Right now we've kind of got our stop bars pushed back some to allow a bigger turning radius in the middle of the intersection for trucks. So we're playing with that, trying to get it figured out just right. But if somebody sees something and they want to have an issue with it or concern, we'll certainly take a look at it
Sure.
again. But anytime you see something, just let us know.
Yes, sir.
All right, some upcoming work that has already been let, it's under contract. Kentucky 11, that's from the AA down to 62, that's the Maysville Hill. That's going to be under resurface. That'll be sometime before the end of the year. Kentucky 11 from the Mason-Fleming County line up to Owens Pike. That's also a resurface that'll be completed by September the 30th. US 68, the bridge road, that'll be from Lawrence County Bridge to, Lawrence Creek Bridge, I'm sorry, down to the Harsher Bridge, including the ramps, that'll be completed by June the 30th. And then Kentucky 8 from Kentucky 597 down to the Sewer Plant Road, that'll be completed by June the 30th as well. Everybody's also aware of the closure we currently have on the Simon Kenton Bridge. That's to do some field verification, collect some data as to a project we've got coming up that should be let later this summer. And then ultimately work probably, you won't see another full closure on it, an extended full closure till probably next summer.
Yes, sir.
And it'll be closed for probably a year at that time. We'll be replacing all those cable suspenders, so it's a pretty extensive project that'll keep it closed for a long time. And again,
But give us another 100 years on the tail end.
that's exactly right. Yeah, you got a structure, it's 100 years old, you gotta do some maintenance on it, so it's just part of the pains with that. We also have a current contract on the Harsher Bridge to do some maintenance on it. The crews are expected to move in down there about the end of June. Shouldn't see a whole lot of traffic impact there. We'll be shifting traffic to, the east and west side of the bridge as we do the work, but we should maintain 2 lanes of traffic all the time there, so shouldn't see a whole lot of traffic impact there.
Travis, excuse me.
Yes.
What did they appropriate, refresh my memory, what did they appropriate for the Simon Kenton Bridge? 20, 30 million?
The amount of money,
Yes.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the total on it. I've seen plans, but I haven't seen an estimate on it.
And it is, it's kind of a shot in the dark, because literally there's 4 contractors across the US, probably in the world, that can do this work. Now, in the state budget, if I remember correctly, I think it was either 22 or 28 million, for the Simon Kenton project. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't have the
No, you're all right, we had ballpark figures.
Okay. Some other projects that are in the budget but haven't been let yet, as the new fiscal year rolls around in July, we should see these projects rolled out as well. US 62 from Jersey Ridge down to Kentucky 10, past Pasquale's down there, that'll be a resurface, that'll be coming up as well. And then US 68 from 68X out on the bypass up to about Clark's Run, we'll be doing a resurface there as well. And then Kentucky 10 down Forest Avenue will be another project we've got coming up. So a lot of work coming up in the area. So just kind of give you a heads up there. All right, moving on to our rural secondary recommendations.
Travis, when do you think the Forest Avenue, is that later this summer, you think, or?
It could possibly be let in a time to be done prior to the end of this year.
Yes, sir. Okay.
About August is our cutoff. If we let a project after August, we'll give it a June of next year completion date, but if we get it before then, we'll make it a November 30th completion date of this year. So depending on how the budget works out and that letting schedule goes.
Also, I've talked with Blake, and I know, I think I've talked with you, but also Joe Brown's talked with you about 6862 coming into Mays Lick from Lexington, where we're having some slips.
Yes.
You guys will be milling that out? and-
We have sent the contractor an order to get that completed,
Yes,
so
sir.
it'll be completed by June the 30th. Just as soon as they're in that area, we've got a couple, and then a few more strip patches to put down as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're getting on that again, but just timing of getting our contractor
Sure.
in line with our schedule and getting that completed. But
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to our rural secondary, commissioners, I think you should have a copy of our recommendations in front of you if you want to follow along with us. Our 2025-2026 rural secondary allocation for the year was $963,685. We had an undistributed or leftover balance from the 2024-2025 year of $101,421. Which for the 2025-2026 fiscal year gives us a total funds available of $1,065,106. As the priority 1 and 2, if you drop down just a little bit, the number 1 priority there is the maintenance and traffic. That's just our everyday maintenance of the roadways in Mason County, the ditching, the potholing, the tree trimming, the culvert replacements, that kind of thing. That work comes out of that budget right there. So that's a total of $433,700. And then the priority number 2 is $3,875. That's for the county judge and his expenses for travel or anything he needs like that.
It's this
So-
form, commissioners. Sorry, this one.
Is it in the packet?
So Travis, check my math.
Mhm.
The 969, 940, 958 for 25. 60% of that comes to the county in this month, or, well, mid-June, July.
Yes.
Then another 30% mid-year. The last 10% minus the 3% for the emergency fund is at the remainder.
I believe that's correct,
Okay.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
That's all page,
Okay, so back to our priorities there, those, the priority one and priority two, they'll total up to $437,575. So, if you go back up to the top of the page, you take those two priorities and, take those away from the total funds available. That leaves us with a remainder of $627,531 left for improvements, projects, that kind of thing. So we allocate $192,737 back to the county for y'all to do any kind of improvements you see necessary, resurface, whatever you see those, whatever you see fit to do there. And that leaves us with $434,794 for us to do in pavement, or improvements on our roadways, the state roadways. So you drop on down and you'll see our recommendations that we have for this year's program. Our first route is Kentucky 1237, that's Bridgeport Road. We have an asphalt resurface recommended, and that's from the Mason County line up to the junction of Kentucky 10. That's a distance of 2.4 miles at an estimated cost of $280,000. And then you drop down to our second recommendation, that's Kentucky 3313, Taylor Mill Road. It's picking up where we left off last time at the junction of Owens Pike and going on down to the North Fork of the Licking River Bridge for a distance of about 2.3 miles for an estimated cost of $260,000. So those two projects together total up to $540,000, and you can see that we only have $434,000 available. So when we get a more detailed estimate, there's a chance that we could possibly get the full extent of those in. Again, the estimates we have are just rough based on what the asphalt stuff was last year. When we get out there, hopefully we can get the extent of those projects completed. And then, of course, we have other needs in the county. Kentucky 161 comes to mind is a need. The remainder of Kentucky 3313,
Yes, sir.
Kentucky 1234. I mean, we could go on. We could probably double this and still utilize it this year. But you know, if extra funds become available or something like that, that's kind of where we're looking. So that's our program for the rural secondary. Judge, you in the court, I ask that you review it, and if you choose to approve it, that you do it in the form of a resolution.
And so Commissioners, inside your package, you will see resolution number 25-08, affirming what Travis has presented, the County Road Cooperative Program. So I entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion,
Second.
I have a second. Are there any additions, deletions, or further discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Harden?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, court.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your
Thank you
time.
all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Travis.
Still Brown here?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on up, buddy. We're going to talk about, Commissioners, also in your packet. You'll see resolution number 25-09. That is the state's bridge replacement program. They have a new name for it this year. That slips my mind, but it's the bridge replacement program for Kentucky. Yep. We received $37,766 for South Ripley Road, bridge number 081C00035N. And so I would entertain a motion to approve those grant funds, please.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hurd?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, also in the same packet, you will find resolution number 25-10, it's 2510, and that is the execution of the MOA to repair or replace the Cabin Creek Road Bridge, estimated cost to be $30,220 for bridge replacement. Both of these were awarded in the grant program, predicated on the number of school children and stops, as well as businesses for South Ripley Road. I'm looking for a motion for resolution 2510 to accept the $30,220.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hurd?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. So, Joe, good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
That brings us to the road department report.
How y'all today?
Morning, Joe.
Morning. Okay, for my monthly report, I'd installed the cross drain and sand liners on the Clarks Run Road, cleaned up damage from the storm, cleaned cross drains on Brandywine, installed channel liners, shouldered edges of the road where the storms had washed them out, cleaned the cross drains and cut the ditches on Lee's Creek Road. The crew went to Cummins Preserve to unload some trees. I ordered an additional 500 ton of salt to completely fill up the salt bins for this coming year. Installed 36 foot of entrance pipe on Weaver Road and cut some ditch lines. Cut, chipped, and hauled off a large tree that was down on Murphysville Road from the storm. Then on the signs made and installed, we made 8 high water signs. And then on our livestock removal program, we had 14 customers for that.
And, my apologies on the salt contract. So 2 months ago, we approved our Buffalo Trace regional road bids for salt contracts, but as a judge, you always wake up in the middle of the night thinking you've missed something. One of my biggest fears is waking up needing salt in the middle of winter and them saying you have no contract. Joe and Miss Sherry got that taken care of 2 months ago. So I appreciate your girls' attention to detail.
No problem. Thank you.
Also,
Same thing?
you guys are doing a great job helping out over at Cummins. I think grant and the tree giveaway went spectacularly, and so well done, my friend, well done.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion to approve road.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hurd?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, check my math. Travis presented resolution 2511, the rural secondary road recommendations. We did both resolutions for the bridge grants.
This doesn't.
Madam Clerk, did we approve resolution 2508, or did I skip that?
Well, that's what was kind of confusing to me, Judge. It looks like 2508 and 2511 are the same thing. And then this agreement doesn't have a resolution number on it. So I'm trying to figure out where we are. The first bridge for the 37,000, South Ripley Road, I guess, has the resolution 2509, but this second one doesn't, that I can see in my paperwork.
got.
It's marked 10 in here, but we haven't done 11.
Is it the same as 8 though?
No. 8 approves the entry of the agreement for the road aid agreement.
Okay.
And, which sometimes we do them as one, but here it's 2, which I think what the state submits the form is. And then 11 is the rural secondary recommendation.
Okay,
So if they pass 2511, the rural secondary recommendations, which would have made more sense to do with 2508 while Travis was here, will be caught up.
right, so they need to do 2511.
Yes.
Okay. And you said this one has 10 in it?
It's marked, that's just the,
You have that? Oh, thank you, John. Perfect.
So we're
Okay.
clear, commissioners, we're talking about the difference between what the state, out of the
Thank you.
state gas tax road fund, allots for Mason County, which is for 25-26, an amount of $969,949.58. That's what Travis and I were talking about. We received 60% of that up front, 564,511, with the balance coming the remainder of the year. 2511 is the state's recommendation to mill and asphalt resurface
right.
Bridgeport Road and Owens Pond.
And I'm sorry, I'm not correcting, but I'm confused. The numbers you're reading don't match the state sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this should be 2508. I think that you agree that he didn't read what is on there, right?
Right, correct.
So excuse
2508
2508,
should be,
963,685.
we're on 2511. That should have been, we read that first.
That's what we got, Jay.
That's all I've got.
Okay, thank you. I think our numbers are
Yeah,
wrong.
I misread.
2511.
That's it.
Sorry, Dad.
No, you're good. So this is your rural secondary roads, initial form.
Does this have to be
I
corrected?
was mistaken.
You were close.
Yeah, close.
John,
I'd rather have my number.
so does this have to be corrected?
25-26, the allocation's $963,685. 280,000 for Bridgeport Road. 200, estimated 260,000 for, no, Taylor Road.
Okay, okay.
So before you vote, the state provides the agreement to you. I'm gonna take that for you, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
The state provides the agreement. So 2508 has estimates, revenue based upon estimates. So the numbers don't match. But the first agreement you approved that the state sent were approving is estimates. So it's $5,000 or $6,000 off, but it does say estimates. I don't see any reason to correct that first one because it says estimates.
Fair point.
And that was easily confusing. They were just estimates.
Agreed.
These are actual numbers in 2511.
Any additional questions, commissioners, now that everybody's thoroughly confused? And I have a motion to approve the road department report, correct?
We did.
We did that. We need to approve 2511.
2511, yeah.
Okay.
We need motions for that, please.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-11.
I'll second.
We have a motion and we have a second, for the rural secondary recommendations. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Harn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's move on.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
So, Commissioners, I would
Yeah.
like to take a quick detour and joining us, presenting, we hope, by Zoom, is my good friend Eric Hubbard. I'm hoping Eric can hear me. Hey, it's good seeing you, my friend.
I do apologize, gentlemen and ladies, I wasn't able to attend. We are finishing up our long-awaited welcome to Maryland, Kentucky, and we're 10 months behind schedule, so I'm kind of making sure that we're able to open this Friday.
Well, we're wishing you the best of luck, my friend. Eric
Thank you.
heads up Back Roads Appalachia, an award-winning economic or entrepreneurial app on your phone that highlights automotive tours across eastern Kentucky. And since I've known Eric, he has always been a proponent of increasing adventure tourism, auto tourism in eastern Kentucky. Also modeling, and I think is on the Mountain Region Recreation Authority, which mirrors our Kentucky-Ohio River Region Recreation Authority. And that is a culmination of probably 25 or 30 counties all working together to increase tourism and adventure tourism in eastern Kentucky. And so then that brings us to our last state legislative session, where Eric was instrumental in helping craft and get approved Senate Bill 63. And I'll let him explain a little bit better, but empowers auto tourism, adventure tourism, ATVs on Kentucky roads for eastern Kentucky counties that have ATV trails, things like that. You have some descriptions in your packet. But Eric, I'll turn it over to you, my friend. Can you explain the initiative, please?
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the court, we are, of course, the old saying goes, wherever I may roam, Eastern Kentucky will be my home, but we are the Motorsport Authority for West Virginia, Kentucky, and also Ohio. One thing I know in the years past is that Kentucky has a different ruling on UTV tags and licensing, unlike our neighboring states, including Ohio, which allows local citizens to be able to tag and operate their side-by-sides. There is a law from the 1970s that is reciprocating that a secret I've known for years, and I really haven't proposed it because it's not fair for local citizens, was the ability of out-of-staters that has a tag and insurance and meets their state requirements, they could be on our state highways anyway. So what this bill is to make the playing field more open for Kentuckians as well as their out-of-staters, which now I feel confident that we can promote in a great manner. Before I get into Senate Bill 63, I can go ahead and tell the court today, if the announcement will be this week, we received over $10 million of that Appalachian Regional Commission RISE grant for Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio to create something called the Appalachian Overland Triangle. It's for adventure bike, motorcycles, Jeeps, side-by-sides, and also street legal insured side-by-sides. And it's to get people on and about, not just in eastern Kentucky, but throughout our central Appalachian region. This bill is kind of crucial for that, for us, again, to be able to have our local Kentuckians have the same authority as the other ones, because Ohio and West Virginia are a reciprocating state, where Kentuckians can go to Ohio, West Virginia, and vice versa, and now we can professionally promote it. And so that's what we're doing with Senate Bill 63. It is limited. What it does do, though, is it has people in your county would have to have a sheriff's inspection of $25, where they will have to have turn signals. They will have to have the safety requirements of the bill, third brake light, windshield or goggles, a horn of some sort, and it's limited for 20 miles, and it's not for major interstate or major four-lane travel. But what it does is allows us, especially with the trail authority that you all have created up your way, same down in the Kentucky KMRRA, it gives us the ability to expand the trail system quicker, utilizing public and private land, to bring more people in and become a dominant factor versus West Virginia to have a police trail system. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do. I work with everybody, but, you know, it's all about Eastern Kentucky and making sure we're able to bring in the most revenue to our region. To go into the adventure tourism market, it's a $60 billion a year industry. Eastern Kentucky and Kentucky as a whole has been missing out on that for the past 15 years. And I believe that this bill will help us be able to promote that and become one of the catalysts and one of the top performers for that inside the United States.
Thank you, Eric. I know,
Thank you, Judge.
the Kentucky Mountain Recreational Authority has turned in estimates of north of a $3 billion economic impact for their Pinto Island. And so that speaks to the facts you were talking on. And so,
Absolutely. And 2024 for the Corps and, you know, for what we're able to do, and we've always focused on the on-road segment more than the adventure side. We're now in the adventure side, but last year we generated from our events from what we do $92.4 million and 77,000 visitors. Did spend at least 3 nights in West Virginia or Eastern Kentucky. So it does work, and them kind of numbers is how you get funding to continue to grow motorsports, power sports inside of our region.
well done, well done. We appreciate you joining us today, Eric. And Mason County's gonna, my plan was kind of to get this on your all's radar this month, and consider action or inaction probably for next month. I was thinking, you know, Sheriff Swolsky and I have discussed this bill, and you know, I know he's still, you know, vetting some issues and concerns with it, and John and I limitedly have discussed it. What are your thoughts? Concerns?
I've got real concerns about this.
Yep.
And, Eric, I appreciate your effort and think that the auto tourism and this adventure tourism is big deal throughout Eastern Kentucky particularly and can impact us. I would like to see Mason County have, rather than some open concept, that have some plan. If there was a campground to the lake or campground to the Cummins or Cummins to somewhere else, and you could approve a certain route for on-road traffic of ATV and UTV special use vehicles, I would be for it. I can tell you, and the city police will tell you, you know, the city had something specific with their golf cart ordinance, which was before this.
Yes, sir.
That was to get people from the river park into downtown, into grocery stores in downtown, so there was commerce going on from people who were camping, but it was a specific use. We have a ton of, both in the city and outside the city, of nuisance type using of ATVs and UTVs on the roads, and get complaints, and they have, when the sheriff shows up or police show up, they're not there anymore. Is the number one problem, because they're quick on and quick off roads, but we have lots of nuisance calls and lots of nuisance complaints. And I want to mention the danger, you know, if you start looking, if you follow, I read the Lexington Herald every morning. If you read the Lexington Herald and it says ATV, UTV, fatality, the majority of the time, and I always bet myself, I'll say it's on a roadway. And these things are not made to run roadway speed. They drop off the shoulder and people flip and they kill themselves. I mean, fatalities are very high on roadways with UTV and ATVs. So if there's some specific use, fine. But otherwise, I think this causes more problems than it does solutions for Mason County.
Well, and if okay, can I give a couple of comments on that?
I like to argue.
KRS 281.835 and KRS 281.836, out-of-staters are going to be able to do this regardless of if Kentuckians in your county's allowed to do it. Because we are a reciprocating state until they can change that law. Secondly, ATVs is not part of this at all, part of this. They're required to have a roll cage for that, and they are limited to 20 miles is what they're allowed to be on the highway use for. We have 39 states out of 50 that has some kind of law for this, and it is a tax revenue But the most important thing is what you just said to me, is people's already doing it. You're getting nuisance calls all the time. I am all for people that's not tagged and insured, if nuisance call is, write them a ticket. But what this is required is they will have to have insurance to be able to be on the road. On the safety perspective, for me in Eastern Kentucky, it's very important because people don't understand that if they don't have insurance and they are on the road and they're not legal, if there is an accident, they're going to lose everything they have. This is a way for us to encourage it, but also have a standard of insurance and protocol. And if not, they don't follow that, we'll have the ability to catch and ticket, and that's a tax revenue, and also it's a way to reform and do this in a positive manner.
Sure, thank you, Eric. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm not against it, Eric, I'm saying it needs to be
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I
specific.
get it 100%.
I'd like to see specific use.
Yeah, this is where we're at, is over at KRS Law, again, as a funded organization now by the federal government, I am gonna push, the Appalachian Overland Triangle. And again, anybody that has a reciprocating law with us at the state, they can legally be here. And, how can, my point now is trying to get them in Kentucky, the Kentuckians, to be able to have the same authority as people from another state, if that makes sense.
And commissioners, there's already ag exemption. If you're going farm to farm, supply, et cetera, there's already.
Ag is totally exempt. We will never require a farmer or agriculture to tag and insurance this. They're totally exempt from this bill, as well as ATVs, motorcycles, the venture bike motorcycles and Jeeps and Broncos and Toyota Tacomas, they're already legal to do so.
Judge?
Yes, sir.
Is there any monies appropriated to advertise or put on social media in regards to the regulations and rules to make it known? In regards to the rules and regulations?
Well, so where
That's
this,
passed by this-
yes, sir, there is an active marketing campaign underway now coming out of Eastern Kentucky, where a lot of these counties, one month they'll bring it up, they'll discuss it, the next month they'll either act on it, approve it, or not. The ones that have approved it are pushing out information, directing tourists and off-road, I guess, owners to their local sheriff's department, and outlining what the rules and regulations are. I know I've seen a few of them, but I think this is something that is coming, and so I wanted to get you guys kind of introduced to it this month and kind of be rolling it around, and we'll figure out what to do next month.
The next question.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff Swasky, what are your concerns? Are they about the same as?
Yeah, Commissioner, I just need to do a little bit more research. I'd also be interested to know, are we part of this Appalachian Mountain region?
Right.
Would we benefit from the grant?
We are not. We are part of the Kentucky-Ohio River Region Recreation.
Actually, Judge, Mason County is,
Stand corrected.
this, Ohio, West Virginia, and Eastern Kentucky is part of this, and the AOT project is what the sheriff was referring to. We are actively working on roads inside your county and your region that will connect to Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky on public access roads. We only focus on public land, not private land. That's unimproved, national forests, county roads, things of that nature. We have an active, we've already got 9,832 miles mapped inside the 3 states of public land roads that we can promote this on.
Nice. I stand corrected. Thank you, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Do we know the roads in Mason County right now, or
No.
future plans of what's gonna be designated?
No, sir.
We don't know.
Commissioner McKay, there are huge tracts of land set aside in Kentucky, particularly in the mountainous parts of South Central and Eastern Kentucky, where you can go ride. And I think you permit for the day or have permits, and some federal land, state land, other not unlike probably Big Rock was at one time, you know. So this is a huge draw in parts of the state, and I'd like to see us have some sort of use to go with it before you just let them on the road.
I agree.
You know, if you were going from, say, the old days when Big Rock was there, if you could go from there to the River Park Campground, that would all make great sense to me.
Yes.
It's just,
I like that as well. I like the, what kind of Attorney Astor was saying about specific use areas.
Yes, that's what I was getting at,
So
yes.
I would just have to see what that would look like before making that decision.
That's where I was getting at. Thank you.
Would this have an age limit? I mean, like, you gotta have a driver's license to do this?
Yes, ma'am, as part of the, just like, you know, and not gonna get into politics or nothing like that, the same day that it was approved by law but not signed in by, someone in office, we lowered the driver's license age to 15 for learner's permit. So, but you have to be a legal driver to be able to operate this. The same kind of thing, if something happens, if someone's not legal and have a license, proof of insurance, they have the same authority, same issues as someone that wrecks a car or gets caught in a culvert without being legal.
Any other questions, commissioners? We would, I guess, table this till next month. Eric, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
I know you took time out of your day. I'd ask the commissioners and Mason County citizens to check out Eric's application, Backroads Appalachian. One of their initial automotive adventure tours that they promoted was the Northeastern Kentucky Wooden Covered Bridge Tour. And so they have highlighted the 7 wooden covered bridges as well as turn-by-turn directions and, you know, a little history for each one. And it's a phenomenal app that is now expanded across Kentucky. So, Eric, thank you, my friend, and good luck on your grand opening down there.
Appreciate it. If anyone has any more questions about this, I can give you my phone number. You can write it down. It's 423-293-1712. And love to have Mason County part of this initiative. We're coming across from Ohio for the side-by-sides as well as the adventure bikes and the Jeeps and all of that.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Thank
Eric.
you all.
Enjoy your day.
Have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Hey, Judge, one more question. Is there any counties that surround us that have already voted this in?
So Lewis County, I think, approved it. I think Bracken County is considering it, but I'm not sure when their meeting is. And so it has come out kind of from CAECO, like, hey, counties, heads up. And it's one of the few bills from the legislative session that not only got approved at a state level, but there's a trigger on it in that the local counties have to also, you know, kind of opt in or, you know, approve it themselves. So I haven't gotten like a detailed assessment, but I'm seeing individual counties pop up, hey, and promoting, saying, you know, hey, we've approved, or hey, we're gonna hold off on this across eastern Kentucky. So,
Thank you.
yes, sir. All right, guys, so back on track. That brings us up to our animal shelter report, and we got Director Brandy Thomas joining us today. Good morning, Brandy.
Good morning. As of April the 1st through April 30th, 2025, we had 20 dogs out, 6 adopted, and 8 were rescued. Dogs in were 16. We had 3 abandoned, 4 owner surrenders, and 6 strays. Animal control, we had 97 dog calls, 3 cat calls, and 17 field responses. And there were 9 dogs brought back into the shelter. As of the 1st of April, we had 19 dogs on site, 3 were in foster, and gave a total of 22. And as for 30/25, we had 15 dogs on site, 6 were in foster, and gave a total of 21. Our Our total in donations for the month of April through the fiscal court were $454.14. Walmart items were $383.66, and other items from Tractor Supply Company was $82.71, giving a total of $920.51. Also, in the month of April, we had 53 hours for volunteers. We had 8 spay-neuter surgeries and 9 microchippings.
Brandy, I want to highlight, for the Court A, our expansion, if you have a chance, that's, well underway. I've had the ballpark, that's 50% complete. If you have a chance, swing up there and check it out. It's really shaping up well. Also, you know, I think we're remiss without highlighting our partners with Walmart, Tractor Supply, and our other partners. Every month, they are supporting Brandy, our shelter, and our county, and doing a great job. Lastly, I'll highlight the school and FBLA teacher Bryson Bennett, Miss Greenleaf Parker, and our positive blessing boxes that Greenleaf has submitted, is working with us as a project. These will go up next to people blessing boxes across the county. And help out those that they're in need of a little assistance for their animals. And so she is a state finalist in her FBLA project and doing a great job. And Brandy has been there the whole way and greatly helping her. Thank you, my Brandy.
Thank you.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve our.
So move.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. That brings us up to our Sheriff's Office report, and we've got Mason County Sheriff Ryan Swolsky joining us.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
I'll start with our tax disbursements for April of 2025. To the Kentucky State Treasurer, $11,981.82. The Mason County General Fund, $33,174.88. The Mason County School District, $83,571.86. Mason County Public Library, $9,835.97. Mason County Health Department, $10,060.74. Mason County Extension Office, $6,469.12. City of Maysville, $7,634.50. City of Dover, $162.93. That brings the total disbursements for April 2025 to $155,094.39.
You need a motion for that.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Got a motion and a second by Commissioner Frame. Any additional discussion, questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we have our vehicle report. Nothing major here, everything looks good with that. Regarding our activity for April, we opened 14 criminal investigations. We had a busy month. We worked with Brown County, Ohio. We apprehended 3 individuals involved in an attempted murder scheme. That was a shooting in Aberdeen, if you'll remember that. We arrested a drug trafficker out of a Maysville hotel. We located a missing person that was reported to our office. We were looking for a fugitive that we ended up locating in Claremont County, Ohio. And then I'm also pleased to announce that we've started our K-9 program. Again, we just want to thank the community and organizations, the ASAP board, for making it possible. So he's out on the road, he's doing really well, he's training a lot. We're really happy to have him.
Sergeant Tibbs.
Sergeant Tibbs.
I keep telling the sheriff we have to figure out a way to use Sergeant Tibbs, not only for the sheriff's department, but for the animal shelter. It's, you know, almost like Honto the dog for Ledger Independent. I think he would play well.
So finally, included in the packet. I'm presenting what I say is it's an amended fee settlement for 2024. In reality, what we did is we just made some clerical edits to our cover sheet so that it flows better for the auditors. So the numbers in this remain exactly the same as what was previously approved. But again, since we've made these changes that we think make it a little bit more clear, I would need to ask for approval to do that. So that's what I'm asking for here.
So it's an approval. It is a motion to amend the prior fee approval and submit the amended version.
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
And real quick, I just want to commend Brandy and her work. A couple weeks ago, we had a call and we needed to find homes for over 20 cats and a couple dogs. She was on the ball. She met us there the day after with help and got them the care they needed. And I think the homes are they into some homes? Good, yeah, so they're all adopted. So that was really, really great. She stays really busy, so thank you for the effort.
Well done. Thank you, Sheriff. Also,
Thank you.
Orangeburg ride is,
Yeah. So the Orangeburg Volunteer Fire Department, they're hosting a motorcycle ride. Half of the proceeds from that event will go to the K-9 program. I believe that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. It's posted on our Facebook page. So I think they'll have food out there at the fire department, and we encourage everybody to come out and support. So thank you to Orangeburg.
well done. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank
Yes, sir. Commissioners, next up in your packet, you'll see our detention center report, and we have Mason County Jail Lisa Fury joining us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
For the month of April, the Mason County Detention Center, the population pretty much stays the same as the months prior. We're running about an average of 171 a day. Of those, the males are 33, the females are 38. Mason County contributed 84 to our population, Bratton County 20, Fleming County 21, Lewis County 22, and all other counties 9. The state inmates, the Class Ds, we have 82, and controlled intake 38, and in our SAP program we had 22. We had a total of 235 that were admitted into and released into the detention center. Of those, 181 were males and 54 were females. The community service hours worked by our inmates with total, excuse me, 6,960 hours. It's estimated to save the county $83,520 in labor cost. The jail reimbursements collected, it was $1,946.54. Bond fees was $81.57. Release fees is $202.73. The booking fees was $808.35. Pay my jailer, we collected $1,732.32. And in the House Bill 556 was $3,150 collected. Community service, our Class D inmate work program continues to help the county with the road department, garbage pickup and recycle. We also help the Mason County Food Bank, the Mason County Licking Valley Commodities, the Germantown Ballpark, and we did a small litter pickup behind Standard Quick Print. Macy Fonz with the County Extension Office continues to provide the inmates with an opportunity to earn their commercial applicator's license. And since the start of the class in February, there's a total of 6 inmates who have earned their certificates. At the end of April, the number of staff we had was 28 full-time, and of those, 19 are floor deputies and 9 are administration. We have 2 part-time staff, and 1 part-time staff who is a deputy and facilitator who, facilitates our programs. At the end of April, we were down one full-time deputy, plus one of our full-time deputies is still out with the National Guard in Eastern Kentucky. And we're given the indication that he wouldn't be back until middle of June. So we're gonna be out that long without him.
How long's he been?
Since February,
Yeah,
he
sure.
went out, yeah. So, we did have testing for promotions were given on April the 24th, and our spring evaluations were completed and compiled, and we use these evaluations for references for raises, our employee raises. Training. During the month of April, our staff participated in a total of 56 hours of training. And the areas that we trained in was new deputy training, CERT training, and then on April the 27th, Lieutenant Stewart and Sergeant Brewer traveled to Litchfield, Kentucky for a 2-day Tracer instructor training. There was no GEDs earned during the month. Our high tunnel, we have tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers have been planted inside the tunnel. Along with, this year we're trying some flowers that are natural to repel insects. So we'll see how that works. And we also, outside the high tunnel, we have zucchini and onions have been planted. The ankle monitoring program, we had a total of 4 participants and collected $763.25.
There you go.
Yeah. We've got lots of ankle monitors, so we encourage anyone who, needs them to use them. We had a request from Lewis County, so we had an ankle monitor, so we provided them with one. And we're monitoring for them. As far as projects around the jail, we're still, making plans and compiling some facts and numbers for the kitchen project. And then we also have a roof that we're just finishing out on the administration building, and did get approval for that through the building inspector. And we did have materials already there, so it's not an additional cost of anything. We're just moving forward with it.
Any other building improvements that you know of coming up?
Well, we've been working on some equipment, but not far as building, improvement.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, I'm just looking at, the normal inside things that break, kind of repairs, but.
Sure, okay.
The kitchen is just something we're going to try to reorganize the space that we have, because when it was built to serve food for 90-some inmates, and now we're at averaging about 165 to 170 inmates. So it's, there's some space there, it just needs to be used efficiently.
Moved around inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, for the upcoming events, I just wanted to report on our Jailers Association meeting that we held here in April on the 16th. It was well attended, and we did get a lot of positive comments from the jailers who came about how pretty our city was, and the hospitality from just the residents. Some of them came up the night before, and and they were really complimentary of our people, our community, our residents here. The first child productions, they have delayed their filming until later this year, so we'll just wait and see what they say about that one. The Kentucky Chamber Workforce Reentry, along with several local and regional agencies, are working together to sponsor a fair chance academy in the near future. The plan is to encourage more businesses to become second chance employers.
Sure.
And, all right, I'm also in the beginning stages of working with the MCTC and their workforce division to look at and provide funding for classes that inmates could earn certificates to enhance their employability once they are released. And then we have a jailers conference that's coming up the first full week in June.
So is that through that House Bill 556 monies for the workforce?
No, that's something separate. That Kentucky Chamber, they're out of Frankfurt, and they became involved with Macy, and so they kind of got introduced to us
Yes, ma'am.
through her,
Okay.
and I think it's going to be good. I think it's just an informative, helping, businesses to understand where there might be some benefits, and there should be for them employing people who have
Yeah,
a
sure.
little bit of.
Bonding, and
Yeah.
the state will bond them. The Jailers Association, well done on getting them here. There was a nice group of folks. I think there were
Yeah.
50 people up at Capronis from across the state. Also, I'd be remiss without highlighting the jail and some inmates greatly assisted with the Limestone Creek cleanup that Curtis, our conservation district director, Mr. Curtis Rosser, pulled together along with Pendleton County's Billy Steele. I think a few others were up from Bath County, the Butler Lions Club, and the gentleman from the Kentucky Division of Water. But they ended up pulling, I think, north of 40 tires out of, the Licking River portion of behind the jail, and did a fantastic job. And so you guys participated because we helped them vis-a-vis the landfill with the tires. So, well done. So I need a motion to approve the jailer's report.
So move.
Second.
We've got a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Also, you want to talk about the Southern Health Partners contract?
Right, yes. The Southern Health Partners is our medical company that provides medical care for our inmates. And every year we renew our contract with them. And their proposed increase, I think we talked about last time, was 4%. And a per diem rate of $146. But we went back and countered, and then they countered, and what we ended up with was the 3.5% increase on the rate. And they reduced the per diem rate from 140 to 125. And that's the contract I have today to present to the court for approval.
So commissioners, in lieu of hiring a medical director and nursing staff, the SHP helps us with the care, custody, and control of inmates and their healthcare needs. Not only that, they serve Miss Paula and their team serve as I think a pretty good resource for Jailer Erie and all of us to understand what are some of the issues that are impacting local detention centers and jails across the state. And I can highlight a few times she's given us a heads up to items that have been advantageous to the Mason County Detention Center. I think 3 contracts ago, they worked with us after a proposed increase and negotiated it down. And then I believe last year we were talking, they held it steady. This year's Jailer Erie was saying they proposed that 4% increase, and it's always worth an ask. I've always said so. We met with them and looking at a 3.5 and the 1.2% on the per diem rate. And so, anything else to add, Jailer Erie?
No, but I would like to just say, just a shout out to them because of the, like the judge said, they work and keep us informed on what's coming down the pipe medically, what we need to be aware of with this, the medically assisted treatment that they are now introducing, and it's become something that we need to provide as jails to our inmates. It's not your choice anymore. It's it's something that we must provide, and they gave us a heads up on it a long time ago, so we already had things in motion and to take care of that. They also help us with any legislation that may require, maybe we can get some money, and they'll assist in any way of providing figures and facts for us to help and assist with that. So plus they have their own team of lawyers who will help in the case of a lawsuit of any, if you're ever doing incur one that's involves medical. And I know last summer we had an in custody death, which the person had an illness that he died of. But to get a call from their legal team and to let me know and reassure me that everything was done by the book and everything was good, it helps. And not all medical companies out there have that resource, so I do appreciate that.
I'll just add one thing to what Lisa said. This is not what you want to advertise in anything, but the jail business is very high liability, very litigious, keep those people busy. But you're offloading the whole liability for medical stuff, for most of it. So and they do sue all the time. They sue over nothing. Some are terrible situations, some are nothing. But when they do get sued, they sue them. They bring their defense team and liability insurance. So there's two pots of money there, which provides additional coverage. Is worth a lot. It's very expensive. I mean, it's not only is their cost of medical personnel probably going up, but that cost always goes up.
That's correct.
Sounds like you're very satisfied with it.
I am. I really am.
I would make the motion to approve the proposed contract as presented.
The contract itself is just the same, so we're not looking at contract language. It's just a price change. So it's the same contract.
So we have a motion. We have a second. Any additional discussion, questions, or additions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
The only other thing I had is just the surplus list, and all that was just old office furniture that we did send pictures down and see if anybody else could use it, but I don't think anyone wanted that, so we need to get rid of it.
Got a lot of use out of that.
Yeah.
So looking for a motion.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Your policy, policy and procedures?
Yes. Yes. I submitted our revised red copy of our policies for this year to John, and he has reviewed them. And he did have one correction for us to make, and we did make that. And the copy that I submitted to the court has that correction made in it. So I'm just asking for your approval of my 2025 policies.
Besides that, apparently there was a correction. I don't remember that. What I do remember is that commenting, somebody spent a lot of time. It wasn't just a rubber stamping of the old. Somebody went through and changed language throughout. And I commented to Lisa, this has a lot of effort in it. So it's, I know sometimes it's easier just to adopt a policy or substitute something out, but they looked at a comprehensive thing and just cleaned up language and did a really good job, I thought.
Well done.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion. We have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Miss Lisa.
Commissioners, in your packet, you'll see the emergency management report, and we have Director and Pastor Tommy Leach joining us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Just a quick look over the report here this morning. As far as training, I had the privilege to be able to to go to Puerto Rico and be a part of a disaster response training. We was able to partner together with FEMA, Red Cross, Senate representatives from Puerto Rico, and I was able to train over 500 individuals there on how to respond to disasters in Puerto Rico. And I would like to thank everyone for allowing that to take place. Also, as far as training for the month of April, was able to be a part of the advanced floodplain concepts that's offered through the Division of Water monthly. Planning, continuing to work on our EHS plans, our extremely hazardous substance plans for Mason County. Also was able to review our emergency operations procedures for Mason County, and everything was good there. I think there was a few phone numbers that we had to adjust. But as far as incidents, we was able to monitor severe weather throughout the month of April. We had quite a bit of rain. Unfortunately, we did suffer another tornado. We had an EFO tornado there on T. Wentz Road that was on the ground for about 1.8 miles with winds of approximately 85 miles per hour. There was several outbuildings that were destroyed as a result of that tornado. Thankfully, we had no homes or injuries as a result of that tornado, and we were able to assist those homeowners with their recovery there.
Wasn't it literally like 365 days after the previous one? Or-
Almost to the day, almost 1 year to the day. And the path was almost the exact same as the year before.
Right.
Unfortunate I know in talking to those homeowners, they're beginning to wonder, do we want to stay? But thankfully, again, no lives were lost as a result of that. As a result of the tornado, we went out and done some damage assessment. Also, we was monitoring flooding throughout the month of April with all the rain that we had. Thankfully, we didn't have anything major, just some roadways and some fields. I think a lot of people had water in their basements just as a result of all the rain that we just got. So, but nothing severe. As far as others listed there, was able to be a part of a regional disaster relief best practices meeting. Was able to be a part of a LIA job fair. Was able to assist Nicholas County with their damage assessments as a result of the storms, mainly the flooding that they received throughout the month of April. Was able to go to the Mason County Public Library and to present twice there for disaster preparedness for two different age groups there. I think it was a junior high and a high school groups there. Was also able to be a part of the Mason County safety meeting and also participated in the Two Bridge Run. Also was able to be a part of the PAS meeting, which is a public assistance program that they're looking to possibly implement, and I know Judge and Joe sat in on that there with the Army Corps and the Division of Water, and I was a part of that. I would also like to give a little shout out to Sergeant Tibbs. He's also partnering together with the Buffalo Trace Search and Rescue Team and providing his assistance there as well. So Sergeant Tibbs is making his rounds and definitely making an impact in Mason County. Looking forward to working. Not going to get a raise. We'll have to see if we can get some doggy treats. We'll have to go to the paws.
One extra treat.
Get some extra treats for him.
Murphy's a big fan of greenies.
So, but that's my report for the month of April.
Tom did a great job getting out in the community and have stretched that also as an ambassador down in Puerto Rico, nominated by the state to go down there and help those folks. And, not only that, is Tony taking best practices there, but also grabbing a lot of invaluable information to bring back to Maysville and Mason County. And then a lot of what Tony does is on this flood mitigation side of things. And so he does a fantastic job with that, helping property owners understand where the risk is, floodplain areas maybe of their property, but even at a higher level, working with the Division of Water, Mr. Brian Stores, and evaluating those frequent flyers out in the county that the roads that flood seemingly with every rainstorm. And so we're working to see if there's any way we can't mitigate at least some of those. And I'm hopeful we'll have some avenues for that. So thank you, Tony.
My hopes as well.
Yes, sir. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the emergency management
So moved.
report.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any additions, deletions, or discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Pastor Lee.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Commissioners, next up in your packet, we have the landfill report, and we've got Director Travis Cooley joining us today.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Travis.
Hello, Trav.
During the month of April, the landfill took in approximately 7,585 tons of waste, valued at $214,268. Turf fees were $9,815. Roll-off had $47,344.04 in billable accounts. We pumped 5,630,744 gallons of leachate to the city treatment plant. Contained landfill is just day-to-day activities. Phase 6 complete, inspected. Excuse me. We're waiting on CPR to be approved, the final approval, and then we'll be able to start placing waste on the sale. Residual landfill, they're still hauling gypsum out day by day, as long as the weather's permitting. That's pretty much cut and dry.
Make a motion to accept as presented, please.
Second.
Got a motion? We have a second. Any additional questions, comments?
Good boring report.
Madam Clerk.
That's what we want.
You must have saw me yawn.
Like Tony's boring, like yours boring.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see the bid tabulation form and report for the landfill office. We received one bid from Mr. Cody Best Contracting at $500,000. We had D2S helping run point on that build. If you guys will remember, our office is a little bit dated as a, what I call construction trailer, built in the, seems like 40s. And so we're working to get an office constructed behind where the current office is, empowering them to continue operations until it's time to move, at which time they will demo, we'll use what we can from the old office, but demo the old office, turn that into parking so that we're not having to move the scales or the pneumatics or wiring for the scale system. And so the D2S folks seem pleased with the bid, and so we're looking for a motion to approve the bid for the landfill office.
The committee, is that you?
Yes, sir.
The committee approved the project for the office. Did they approve the bid, or you looked at the first one, I guess? I think that when we accept this, the committee should vote on it before it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Fireworks, it gets paid for out of partnership funds, right?
But this, it'll be actually funded with the money saved on phase 6.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying it's landfill funds, so the
Yes.
if you would, maybe next committee meeting, approve this amount and entering the bid.
Would you like to have some type of special meeting for that, to move this project along, so we can have a vote on this at our next month's meeting?
Well, I'd like for you guys to go ahead and vote to approve so we can.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Yes, that'd be fine. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve that bid.
Okay. We have a second. Is there any addition Additional discussion?
Tell me how we're paying for this again?
Sure. So we bonded out for our state mandated Phase 6 expansion there at the Lakeview. Travis, his team, and our financial team did such a fantastic job holding down cost along with the engineering group that it came in well under projected budget. And so as opposed to us having to use general funds, we still have this and a little bit of change left over to be able to cover the landfill office. And so these were for a special bond issue we did for the Phase 6 to keep our landfill operational.
So are we deducting off what we got for the insurance on the building that burnt?
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the finance.
Well,
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
it went,
How much was that?
that went to general fund, right?
Yeah.
Or that went to landfill,
Landfill,
the
yeah.
landfill account.
Okay.
We got
So
about
you
80.
got it, but it's not out of the same, they're all different funds.
Different pot of money.
And Commissioner, in general, just remind everybody, the bond funds are gonna be a lot cheaper than what you would borrow at. You wouldn't do bonds on 500,000 because it costs so much to do the bonds, but having bond money as opposed to going out and doing a Keiko lease or a financing of it, typically would be lower, a whole lot less interest rates. You couldn't do it if you didn't already have the bond thing done on this amount of money though.
And we've been paying on this bond for well over a year.
Yeah,
For
sure.
Phase 6, so the
Yeah.
payments are still in there. Or we're paying it that way, so there's no,
Okay.
the bond is there, the money's left over, we have to use it as long as it's landfill.
And as I remember, just to plug this project
Sorry,
again,
Sam.
not talking about this, but the project, I remember this great fact, it's a 30-year life of the cell, but a 15 years of the payoff of the bond, so and we get free and clear on this, pretty good. 14 years from now.
And all they say, I'm concerned about our current office there at the landfill. So we have a motion, we have a second. Are there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Completion date, Travis. I can't, refresh my memory on the beginning and completion date on this project. Yeah, I can't-
On the office?
Yes, sir.
I don't have nothing, we're waiting on D2S.
Okay, thank you. That's-
Okay. Commissioners, it brings us,
Garbage.
yep, you want to get the garbage report, you want me to? On paper.
We do?
Yes, we-
For the month of March, I'm sorry, for the month of April, there was 397.69 tons of waste brought in landfill from garbage collections. 428 active waste wheelers. There is 115 active dumpsters. We're still working on delinquent accounts and sending warning letters and liens and all that stuff.
Make your motion to accept, please.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
Commissioners, in your packet, you will see the recycling center report that's submitted by recycling manager Randy Ham. Actually, my month is correct. For April, we picked up 76,360 pounds. One load of OCC cardboard went to International Paper at 44,500 pounds, equaling the total shipped in April, 44,500 pounds. We collected $3,893.44. Our customers is right on target at about 92 out at the recycling center. And again, this month, the total waste recycling that was hauled to the landfill was zero pounds. So I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, next up, you will see the property abatement and illegal dumping reports from Director Taylor. In your packets, names and identifying information remain. Natural, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're still working on the Fight property that is up in the East End. Mr. Fight, now, I think finds himself incarcerated. However, we're trying to get totals from that cleanup. It was a legal dump and cleanup that the road department, our landfill and others participated in, did a great job, and is next to the CSX parcel up in the East End after the animal shelter. And we're also exploring some issues out on 596 coming out of Germantown, trying to work with some property owners. Commissioner McKay joined me in going out and seeing those properties. And so we're working with County Attorney Estill on a different course for, they've got a lot of inoperable cars, junk cars out there, and need to get them cleaned up, so.
On the Michael Fight property, we were hoping to, the judge reported, and I think I confirmed, we were gonna try to recover some restitution for that cleanup, but you will not be recovering restitution for the cleanup. See item so-and-so on the sheriff's report. He's gone to Ohio and will be there, held for a long time, we believe, so. The two reports cross over a little bit there.
And also on our litter abatement report, total expended for litter abatement for March was $3,100. It's 31 miles of Mason County roads clean, 51 bags over 2 groups. Year to date, we've expended $44,896.38 with $17,659.99 remaining. 4,000. Sorry, excuse me. We have expended year to date $4,896, not 44. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the litter abatement report and the illegal dumping reports, please.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, we have a second. Is there any additional comments? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, that brings us to our treasurer's report, and we have Mason County Treasurer Megan Brand joining us today. Megan Davenport, sorry, joining us today.
Good morning. I'd like to have the court's authorization to pay claims as presented, including additional claims totaling $41,300.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like the court's approval of the financial statement as of April 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have the court's approval to make budget transfers totaling $314,000.
So moved.
Got a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Sorry, any additional comments, questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes.
Judge
ma'am.
McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have the first reading of the 2025-2026 budget, ordinance 25-02. General fund, $10,088,510. Road fund, $2,444,988. Jail fund, $4,096,567. LGEA, $840,600. State grants, $123,815. Federal grants, $467,000. Solid waste fund, $413,050. Landfill fund, $8,384,000. Garbage fund, $1,030,125, for a grand total of $27,888,655.
Commissioners, couple of points to 2025. With this being the first reading, just reiterating the process, we'll do the first reading today. From today until our next scheduled meeting, it won't be a special call. Feel free to review the budget, reach out with any questions, ideas, comments. But also I'll highlight, by my math, the 25-26 budget is increased only by $14,274 from the 24-25 budget, at least the first reading. We've seen some increases in salaries, insurances, food costs, petroleum, but gas always goes up, but also road paving and the petroleum in that. Decreases you'll see with 2 grant closeouts. We closed out the senior living grant, and then what was the second? Oh, yep, the animal shelter grant. For this year, retirement withholdings went down, so that helps county budgets. And I'll highlight our phone bill went substantially down. If you guys remember, we undertook a project 6 months ago, going with a new provider, and it has paid great dividends. I'll highlight our financial treasurer's departments for those. And so I think, I don't need a motion to approve the first reading. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
No. Not on ordinance.
It'll publish and then get voted on the second.
Oh, fair point. So that's our first reading?
It's red.
25-26 budget. I keep wanting to say 24-25 budget.
I'd like to have approval of order number 25-02, the annual standing order to pre-approve reoccurring expenses for the fiscal year 25-26 as follows. All payroll expenses, including FICA match and retirement match, all health insurance payments, health insurance incentive payments, and property liability and vehicle insurances, all postage, all utilities, including telephones, PVA statutory contribution, all cleaning services, recording and court costs, CURF payments, and all debt service, principal and interest payments for each fund. I'll need a motion to approve.
And they're listed by statute, what you're allowed to do, the stuff that has to be paid regularly, as opposed to waiting for a claim.
So moved.
Second.
There was a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Real quick.
Thank you.
Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see the tourism report submitted by Tourism Director Caitlin Bailey. They had a phenomenal Old Washington festival over the weekend. You will see some work beginning from the state down near Dover for the Dover Covered Bridge. They, I know, have dropped the new beams on site. And so I'm trying to think of the construction company that does all those. They're nice guys, but they're going to be relocating down there to work on Dover Covered Bridge.
The group from New Hampshire that doesn't.
Yes, sir. Something Brothers.
The G.
Yep. Commissioners, also your package. I have given away my last page of the agenda. An agenda there. I've lost mine in my stack. Thank you, sir.
That's right.
All right, guys, so that brings up our EMS report. Chief Kyle Carpenter for Mason County total runs was 337, of which 92 were out in the county. 245 were city runs. Permit reports. I'll highlight the property on 1505 US 68. That is what we title in the Graves project. At some point, they will transition to upfit for the Starbucks guys, but that's under 2 permits for $800,000. That brings us to new business. We've already attended to ordinance 2501. And so we have a surplus approval for the maintenance department, a Statesman 42-inch riding mower. So I'm looking for a motion to approve that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. That brings us to old business, and so that is correction on approved resolution 25-05. John, I'll turn it over to you, my friend.
And they were just simply, I think they started at 2505 and 06, and 2505 was used, so they were incorrect. So we would ask that you amend and re-adopt resolution number 2506, a resolution authorizing the judge to enter agreement with Mason County Public Library to create the branch library, historic Mason Lake Rosenwald School Building, and resolution number 2507, a resolution finding Patient Tech in default and authorizing the repayment and directing action against Patient Tech. We would ask that you amend those two and that they be reissued and republished as the corrected numbers.
Two separate motions?
No, one motion.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, and we have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Elijah Green statue campaign, I have lost my notes page in this stack, but if I remember correctly, that fund is up to $25,396 been pledged through Elijah Green. Board appointments for the Mason County Port Authority reappointed Mr. Garrett from Crounce Corporation. He's the current chair now. We had our tourism appointment, and I've talked to you guys about Mr. Boone, Robert Boone. And there was a third, the Tax Assessment Board, and so that's Miss Leah Frederick of Hannah Realtors will be serving on PVA Craycraft's Tax Assessment Board. Lastly, in the packet, you will see contribution request from Walt Park. I think we, maybe in the past, was it $1,000?
I thought it was up to 5.
It's 5, Judge.
Yeah, 5,000.
Megan, is that in next year's budget?
Yes.
We have budgeted that?
Yes.
If it's budgeted, do we need to approve it? Megan, you think?
Yes. why not?
Okay. The treasurer says yes, let's do it if you approve it.
Well, I think it's a great project that brings a lot of tourism to the town, benefits the kids. During the summer, it's packed, absolutely packed, so, I think it's a wonderful project, so I would like to make that motion for $5,000.
I'll second.
To Walt Park, please.
Agree 100%. I second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so that brings us up to communications, commissioners. I think we talked about the Orangeburg Fight Night. We talked about the Licking River cleanup behind the jail. Any communications?
Graduation, Mason County High School, 10 a.m. Saturday.
Okay.
Be a lot of traffic.
Any other update? All right, guys, I will entertain a motion to, our next meeting will be June 10th, 2025, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We got a motion, and we have a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.